It's a stream. Come here. All good. We'll bring this. We'll make this smaller. Can we make that smaller? There we go. We can make that smaller. Can't really move it down a little bit lower, but that's good enough. Let's kill the music. Rock music stops. Comments come on. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to yet another edition of Tomato Talk, where, well, maybe one day we'll actually change the name over to What's Going On, because this one's actually a little bit more appropriate for the what's going on, kind of a thing, because it's more just news, timing, events, all the rest of that kind of stuff. Nothing more than that. But then again, it might be unbelievably appropriate to you. There was a question that was put up there on Facebook. It had to do with, we could drop that. I'm not really a big fan of it. What happens if it goes like that? There we go. There was a question that was put up on Facebook. Maybe this is somewhat the answer too, about networking. Where do you go? What's a good networking group? What networking event do you go to? Fantastic question. How do you respond to that? Like with everything else in the world, it depends. It depends what you're after. It depends what you're doing. I spoke to somebody who wants to work with small businesses. All right, discussion going on and on and on and on. It was at a group meeting. Finally asked the question, is like, how do you define small businesses? Yeah, $10 million revenue or so, 100 employees, multiple departments, et cetera, et cetera. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's going to change things up a little bit with regards to what group you attend. Now, of course, everybody's nice and that's all well and good. And you know what? It's a lot of fun going out and doing all of those events and seeing the people and getting to know everybody, sharing your name. Hey, my name is, this is what I do. What do you do? Who are you looking to meet? All the rest of that kind of stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. You wind up with bags of business cards, catalogs of people, big time spreadsheets, CRM systems that just look fantastic. But then do you really take a look at that? It's like find out who's really your target market, who are you really speaking to, and how do you get to that point? And I really do love and enjoy attending the networking groups that I'm able to, timing if time allows and stuff like that, because it is nice to see a lot of these people. It is nice to meet some folks that are new, hear what's going on. It is nice to see some friends at these things. There's a good level of value in every event in every which way. It all depends upon how you approach it. Used to go to different events, where just wanted to hand out the card. When I first started networking, this goes back to 2009. I was an employee in the city, and then I became an employee salesperson out here on Long Island. 2009. That was fun time, I got to tell you. That was a lot of fun. So I did what I was told to do: go out there and network. So, hey, fantastic. What does that mean? Hand out cards. You never know who you're going to meet. You want to meet a lot of people. You want everybody to get to know you. You want everybody to know, like, and trust you. It's like, okay, that's fantastic. I'm going to join a group. I join one of the formal groups. Doesn't matter which one. All same in essence. It didn't matter which one. I don't want to say it was good or bad or indifferent or anything like that, but I don't think I was there for the right reason. I wasn't really that clear as to who my target market was. But I attended all of these things. I got cards. In fact, I got cards when I cleaned the house a couple of months ago. I still have those cards. Still been meaning to put many of them into my contact management system. Yeah. Now, those that I felt like I really should call, I did. All the rest of that stuff, those that were on the fringe, I didn't. I put a lot of folks into a spreadsheet. I got an Excel spreadsheet over here, which I send out every once in a while. It's got quite a few people on there. I don't know who most of those people are. Most of those people I contacted with don't even know if they're still in business or anything like that. Met a lot of great people, met a lot of supportive people, met a lot of folks with common interests, met a lot of people in different categories, meeting different things for different events and different stuff that was going on. See, part of my problem when it came to networking at that point in time is that, I was, in sales. I was promoting Toastmasters. I had other interests when it came to nonprofit, and I didn't really focus on business. I focused on a lot of things. Probably focused more on the know, like, and trust factor more than anything else. I was so fascinated by what other people were doing, and I found their stories more interesting than mine. I found their stories, their efforts, their goals, their businesses more interesting than what I was trying to sell and actually make a living at. Oh, I know that's bad. Oh, and if one of my friends is listening to this, he's probably cringing on that comment. But then let's go to that other person, the one that smacks you in the back of the head and says, oh, and if I said, man alive, I just failed it. Oh, networking, failed. Now, I went to school. That's what I did. I went to school in that whole process. I met a lot of people already, did all of those things without a doubt. Got my name out there. Everybody knew me. That was great. They knew me. They liked me. Whether they trusted me or not, I don't know. You'd have to ask them if they trust me, but they liked me. I was like, hey, Brian, good to see you. Okay. All well and good, and that kind of thing. But what was funny, what was sad, what was a learning experience was the fact that I said, hey, my name is Brian and this is what I do for a living. And they said, no, 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 no. It's just like, no, 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 no. What do you mean, no? This is what it says on my card. This is what I do. Brian Cohen. Oh, no, you're the speaking guy. And I'm like, oh, wow. What do you mean I'm a speaker? I don't get paid for that. Speaking guy. I don't, that's not a business. That wasn't, really it. It's this is the sales side of me. This is how I get paid. This is how I pay the mortgage. This is how I pay my taxes. This is how I fill up the car with gas and do all the rest of those things. No, 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 no. I was like, all right, all right, all right. Well, let me tell you, I went home that night, sat down, started thinking about it. It's like, man, what am I doing? What am I doing? That, my friends, was big time learning experience. I share that story with you, not because I really want to revisit it, although, you know what? It was a great learning experience. And it wasn't the fact that I learned that, hey, you should be clear in what you do and stuff like that. It wasn't so much even a matter of you should be careful what you say because people will believe what you say, which they did because I did a lot of speaking. But the real true learning experience when I sat down, I was like, why is that? Why do they think I'm the speaking guy? Well, because I talked about Toastmasters a lot, didn't I? The being clear on an elevator pitch and stuff like that. But I spoke about that much more than I spoke about the business, how I got paid. Not had nothing to do with speaking. Had to do with actually selling something. Yeah, it's one of those. Whatever. Can't talk about it. Crazy stuff. You could probably guess what it is now. So go. Don't guess. No comments over there. No, nobody make any comments. I don't want nothing. But it was why. I got why they felt that way, but why did I do what I did? Why was it? Well, the reason is because I found that to be more interesting than what I was doing. Ooh, maybe I was in the wrong industry. Yeah, maybe I was in the wrong career. Yeah, maybe I didn't even realize it because when I was an employee, somebody was paying me. They were paying me for what I was doing, and I was good at what I was doing, all the rest of that stuff. And I moved up the food chain and did all of that corporate America kind of thing. And then, that was fine. What happened was there was a merger, and that's why I wound up back in sales, not in employee land. So I networked. But here's the thing I realized is that if you're out there networking, one, you got to be really clear as to what you want from the networking community. Just going out there and being no liked and trusted is not an answer. It's not an answer. If you want to be popular, go out there, be no liked and trust, and that's good. Oh, yeah, I know Brian. Someone even suggested putting up a website. I know Brian. I'm friends with Brian. I think it was something like that. I know Brian. Or, I forget exactly what it was. Probably should have written it down at the time, but something to that effect. I'm like, great. So what's the purpose of it? I don't know. If it was just this podcast and I was just looking for followers, but you know what? That's not it. I wasn't even doing. Maybe I was doing a blog talk radio at the time. In fact, I think I was. No, I was not. I was not even doing that. It was prior to all of that stuff. So there was no build a following kind of thing. I didn't need a following. I needed somebody to buy what I was selling. So here's what I learned. One, got to be really clear with your messaging. Two, you got to be really clear as to what the heck your message is. Three, you got to be really clear with the one person that matters the most when it comes to that message. You. And I was not. I should have been out there more forward with the selling thing. Know, like, trust, the trust of you purchasing or having an interest in the sale, whatever it was. But the know, like, that goes across the board. You should be asking, what do you do, and all the rest of that kind of stuff. Get to know a person and then figure out, is this somebody that you can do business with, maybe buy a product, refer out someplace, or just kind of suggest that they speak to somebody else and just let it go and keeping that no like friend area. That's the challenge when it comes to going to these general networking events. But you got to be really clear as to what it is that you are looking for. Really clear on that one. I was not. You should learn from on that one. And the other side of it too is, where are you going? Where are you going? And I don't mean where are you going with your business? Oh, where are you going to go with your business? Well, here's what I'd like to go. I'd like to go from $100,000 in sales to $1 million in sales. Yeah, I got 3 employees, want to go to 10 employees. Fantastic. That's not what I mean. And that's actually not even a real goal. It's a thought. Like, well, how are you going to get there? The rest of the thing. But where are you going on the networking side of things? What groups are you going to go to? Right? If you're going to go to a group that is a general networking group and it's just the networking community showing up, I shouldn't say just. If it's a networking community showing up and you want to meet new people, stuff like that, hey, you know what? Absolutely go. And I'll put the plug in there. David Gusson, 516-631-ADS, does a phenomenal job at that. Absolutely great. When I can make those events, I do. In a while, Dave. One of these days I get back out there, with that. But great stuff. Absolutely great. Great place to go out and just meet a whole general variety of people. You should still know why you're going to that. You want to go meet a whole group of people that you don't know? Good stuff. You never know who's going to be there. What you should do is call a few of your folks that you haven't gotten together with. Little time saver tidbit here. Is that, there's 2 or 3 people you're like, you want to go see, but you're like, it's like a half a day to go see them, and maybe I don't want to, and you better not tell them this, I was like, you know what? Why don't I give them a call? Say, like, Thursday night, I'm going to be at one of David's events. David does a great job at the event. Why don't you come down there? We'll have a chance to talk. Maybe I'll introduce you to some of the other folks I know and do that. Now, here's what's going on. You don't know you're going to meet with David's event. That's good. It's general. And you get a chance to have a real good meeting and at a place where there's additional people, so it'll work out well. It's a time saver. Do that with 2 or 3 people, maybe 2 of the 3 show, even if it's just 1 of the 3 people showing. You got a good night there, and you never know who you're going to meet. That's good. That's general maybe. You're going to join one of the formal groups. Now, all of a sudden, it's getting a little bit more specific. Again, you got to know who your target market is. Now, once you know that, now you're going to go and take a look at these groups and see, is it the formal networking group that meets your time frame? That's important. Some of them meet very early in the morning. Some of them meet at night. Some of them meet for lunch. You got to figure out what works for you in that respect, logistically. But then you also got to figure out who that club or who that group is really focused on. Who the real leaders of that group are, where most of the referrals are coming from that group. What is the kind of clientele or the prospects that are being brought to that group? Go back to, if your clientele is somebody that's got a business with $10 million in revenue, you got to make sure they're talking to that. Some of the groups a little bit more real estate focused, individual real estate purchases, and the landscapers and the painters and things like that. Mortgage brokers that go along with it. That's not a $10 million client. Well, maybe it is. Maybe that real estate agent works with executives that are then coming into new areas. Now maybe it is. You got to ask those questions and see what is where their focus is and if it matches up with you. So there's a lot of work that you need to do, not just a matter of going to a group and say, "Oh, I know them, got a chance to meet them, you like them, that's good, you trust them," but still, if you're going for your purpose, you're going for your purpose. See if their purpose, their goal of the group is in line with your goal from your business standpoint. I definitely did not do that. I never even thought about doing that. And I didn't even really promote my own income generator, on that side. So that was a bad on my part, not a bad on their part. It was a bad on, it was a bad on my part on that one. And there's ways of keeping track with everybody and stuff like that. I don't even know if business cards are really the deal anymore. They'll get after you. I don't even know if business cards are it. Now it's a matter of just sharing LinkedIn profiles. So you got to get that one up to date. And maybe I have somebody on to really talk about LinkedIn profiles, how to do that. And there is a feature in there that makes it super easy to share it. It's like, you look for people nearby. It's one of the buttons you get to press on LinkedIn. And it's like, boom, automatically transfers. Super easy to go and do. So these networking groups. So here's a couple of things that I would suggest. Actually, the two events that are coming up. One in particular, which I think really satisfies a lot of this whole thing. So and I will be there for this one. Let's go. Let's add this on as that goes. There we go. The Miller Business Center. Miller Business Center has an open house. This is Tuesday, January 24th. And hopefully the letter on that is big enough that you can actually read it. But it is at the Miller Business Center. That's in Center Reach through at the library. It's all one and the same. We have an address on there. No, but I'll make sure we put the link up for the whole thing. So it's at the Center Reach Public Library. The Miller Business Center is a part of it. They just refurbished the library too. So really great. It really, really looks nice. Great resource all around. Good library. They run a number of different public events too, just as an aside. The Miller Business Center, what that is, it is an unbelievable resource to you. Unbelievable. They will help you create lists, different marketing lists, different companies for you to reach out to, give you help and guidance there. They also run different weekly seminars constantly on different topics. This morning was the Dale Carnegie Group gave a presentation about what the Dale Carnegie does and the programs that they offer. So that was I didn't get a chance to go there. Would have been happy to do it. Yes, even though a member of Toastmasters. Why? Because the two are totally different. We're both focused on the communication skills, without a doubt. Both do it differently. Toastmasters is a good place to learn. You could come in, you practice. Maybe you get a mentor, maybe not. Depends on the club. And you continue on, and you're going to get feedback from the club. You're getting feedback from the members. This is the same as networking, let me tell you, in the respect that the business group that you join for your business has a goal of whatever that group is. You have a business goal on that. Inside of Toastmasters, some of the Toastmaster groups are made up of purely folks from the general public, all different age groups, college all the way up to retirees. Some of the groups are a little bit more business focused. Some of them are not. It depends on the group, and it really truly depends as to who the members are. Some of them are meeting online, some of them are meeting in person. It's completely all over the place. So again, if you're joining a group and you want to practice technical skills, well, you know what? You should find a Toastmaster group that is made up of people in some kind of technical profession that are looking to better their speaking skills and explain technical stuff to the non-technical world. That's a great group. So each group is a little bit different. So we're varied because our members, my club in particular, is there are folks from college age all the way up to seniors retired. So now, if you were that $10 million person, you want to get better at communicating, selling whatever your services to that group, and you might want to get a little bit more specific. Dale Carnegie, much more specific in their programming. You could find different programs that they offer that are specific to that. You can practice it on an ongoing basis over Toastmasters, but you can learn in a much shortened time frame inside of Dale Carnegie. I think it's a great group. Different cost structure, different time frame, different everything. So I would have been happy to. But in fact, I did send the information over to somebody this afternoon about their program. So Dale Carnegie gave the presentation there today, and there's multiple different groups and events that they have. What they will have, and this is going to be January 24th, Tuesday morning, January 24th from 8:30 to 10:30 at the Miller Business Center, is a networking event for networking groups. So they've invited a number of different networking groups down there. I'm definitely going to be there. May not do the Toastmaster thing. I don't know, because it's not really a networking group. But I will definitely be down there Tuesday morning, 8:30 to 10:30. Hope you do too. And you get a chance to meet other networking groups. And you get a chance to ask them that question. What is the purpose of your group? Who is the target market of your group? Why do you exist? What are you aiming for? What are you looking to do? Who are the people? Is it a big group, small group, whatever? You could join SWEBAC, right? The Suffolk County Women's Enterprise Business Coalition. Women's group. Okay, so if you're a guy, probably not the place to be, although some men have joined or have gone to different events over there. They're very big into mentoring. That's a big thing in there. Not necessarily business referral, but mentoring and that kind of stuff. It's also a very large group. It's not a small, intimate group. You go to a BNI or a LTIP or something like that, they tend to be smaller groups. Some of them are smaller. I think there's a LTIP group that's like 50 people, not exactly a small group. You want to go to a networking group, even a BNI or a LTIP that's smaller or bigger, different personality on each and every one. So you get a chance to meet some of these people. So what you have over there is these are groups that are already participating. That's the BNI Infinity Exchange, Business Referral Network of Suffolk County, Decision Women in Commerce and Professions. I don't know them. Gordon Heights Chamber of Commerce. I met some of those. The HIALI says it's good. I'm sure Anthony will be there. LTIP will be there. LGP Network will be there. The Moxie Network and SWEBAC will also be there. And I'm sure there'll be a few others that'll be exhibiting there as well. Free event. Go down. Speak to all of them. Great stuff. Really is. It's great to see these people. And here's another little side benefit of going to an event like that, because it's the major players. It's the major players in these groups that will be there representing the group. And if you join any networking group, you go to any networking event, that's the people you want to meet, because they are the ones who are going to steer you in the right direction. So who else you should meet? Who are the other ones that are really the driving force behind that group? Because we all know the reality of everything, right? That Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. You want to meet those 20% of the people. This is a great chance for you to meet the 20% of the people and also get a chance to see what it is that these groups are all about. That, my friends, if you're new to networking, if you need a refresher, if you need to just do something a little bit different, if you just gotten a little stale, if you just need something different, you need to make a change, this event is an absolute attend, and maybe some of these groups are what it is that you are looking for. Very well, maybe. And even the attendees on this thing should be pretty good. Maybe a number of folks that are just purely new to networking, trying to figure it all out. But without a doubt, you want to speak to the people that are the exhibitors that are at these tables. And of course, you want to speak to the folks at the Miller Business Center. All right. So there's that. So the Miller Business Center is something I attend on a frequent basis. And the other thing that I go to on a monthly basis, because that's when the meetings are, and sometimes some of the other meetings that take place, is the Small Business Development Center. That is the Stony Brook Small Business Development Center. That's the area I live in. but there are plenty of them there. Actually, there are plenty of them. They're all around the country. The Small Business Development Centers are funded by you. That's right. Congratulations and thank you. Well done. So they report up to the Small Business Administration, the SBA, which is a arm of the U.S. government, and that's where the tax dollars come in order to do this. The Small Business Development Center, they run different events, some online, some in person. You got to go check the one local to you to see what's going on. But there is quite a bit, always quite a bit going on in the calendar. And you can attend any of these seminars. I think some have a fee, some don't have a fee. You know, go check that. But another overall good resource. The other thing that's very, very interesting about them is the fact that the people that work there are all experts, have expertise in different industries. They all have backgrounds in different industries. So if you are looking for a mentor, if you're looking for a coach per se, you know what, that is a great place to go because they'll help you. They'll help review your business plan. They'll sit down with you and they will charge you nothing. Zero. I'll say that louder. Zero. It's a public speaking thing. The reason why you want to go quiet because people will lean in and listen. What did he say? He said zero. There's no cost to you. You don't want to walk in the door and there says, hey, Ronnie Rosen is one of my primary person I speak to over there. Ronnie, I don't know what I'm doing. No. You know, you want to go in there and say, hey, Ronnie, or Bob, or many of the other folks that are there. And say, look, this is what I'm doing. This is who I think makes sense for me to do, you know, to approach with the business. This is the structure I'm looking at. I've got a business plan here, but want to hash it out with somebody. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's what they're going to give you a hand with. And also the person you get assigned to over there will be able to guide you in that industry because they'll have experience or flat out expertise in that industry. That's great stuff. Great stuff. There's a few other groups out there like SCORE, another one, that same kind of thing. You go in there with a business plan, and then they'll give you somebody that is that has expertise in that industry. Those are retired executives in the SCORE program. So now and this is something I suggest you attend, the first Thursday of every month, they have the Small Business Roundtable. This one's a little bit easier to read, bigger font on there in the picture. And the Small Business Roundtable is a free event. It's been online. We've been doing it online. Feel free to attend. Occasionally, there'll be a different speaker that comes in over there. And it's a sharing of ideas. It's not so much as, hey, this is what I do for a living. You know, come do business with me. This is an idea exchange. And no referrals. That's not the primary on the whole thing. The idea there is like to hash out an idea. So look, you know, this is what I've been looking to do. I've been thinking about, you know, marketing, doing digital marketing. You know, what do you suggest? What do you guys think of Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook? You know, does it make sense to do that stuff? Paid ad, not paid ads, whatever everybody else's experiences. And there's a lot of folks there with different experiences and different stages of their business, along with different kinds of business. You know, some are face-to-face, some are not. Some are service, some are product. So you get a wide variety of opinions. But what's good about that is you get a chance to share ideas. So what group makes the most amount of sense to you? Hey, we're at 30 minutes. I have no answer. Now it does. Depends. Got to write it down. Write it down. And like I said, I'll be at that event on January over at the Miller Business Center. If let's just spend a couple of minutes with your chat, January 24th, Tuesday the 24th, I'll be at that event on the 24th. Happy to chat with you. Send me a message if you like. We can go through it. But there's a few questions you need to ask yourself. Who am I? What do you want to accomplish? Who's your target market? And who, you know, what's your limitations when it comes to networking? What's your availability when it comes to networking? We'll say more positive. And then you can kind of go from there. And then we'll kind of narrow it down a little bit. And then you have good discussions with these people too. You get a better, clearer understanding of what networking can do for you. And it can be great. And it can be more than just becoming someone who's liked You'll be known, like, trusted, and used either for your services, for your product, and to help you accomplish your goals. Stay focused on your goals. Get to know them. All right, what are you gonna do when you get your goals? Pretty darn easy. You're gonna speak well, you're gonna speak often, you're gonna live inspired. And you're gonna see me on the 24th over at the Miller Business Center. Have a great day, my friends.